Here small. So I want to first thank Ramesh and the Bitosa Bangalore team. I was here in Bangalore just fortuitously to set up my son who's joining company here, and my wife hadn't seen him in Bangalore after putting him in college here. So I was here and came to know about this event, and Subhash was coming here and some other 83 batch colleagues were here. I thought I'll come meet them after a long time. And then said, why not also talk about what I'm doing? And they were kind enough to give me 5-10 minutes. So I'll not really talk about mPayGo, but talk about my journey and innovation, and try not to bore you like Manasaj. I don't know if he's there, yeah. What he said, every talk is the same. So I think what I would like to say here and urge everyone that there is no right or wrong time to start. Whatever age you are in and whatever capabilities you have or don't have, if you find an interesting enough problem and you feel passionate about it and you think you have the tools and capabilities to solve it, I think and even if you think you don't have all the capabilities, I think you should just start your venture and get on with it. Because the most important thing is to identify a large enough problem and get in there. I was fortunate. I worked for 3 years in HCL, started when I was 24, started a company called IT&T with a bunch of my friends. Ran it for 10 years, took it public in 2000, exited in 2004. Then started a solar power company, shut it because I couldn't handle the government bureaucracy. Started a assisted e-commerce company there. Again, the cartel of telcos pissed me off and I shut that, and then started Bukarda. And here I'm doing mPayGo. So I'll talk a bit about mPayGo just to give you a flavor of how one looks at a problem, and if you think it's interesting, you get on with trying to solve it. And if you build a company, good. If you don't, you had a good time, and you at least tried doing something. How does it move? I'll come to what the problem is. Most of you would have got a credit card or a debit card. And normally you find that you can use them in a nice enough formal retail joint like a Big Bazaar or a Lifestyle or a decent enough departmental store. There are over 15 million merchants, the formal merchants. Less than 1.5 million, 1.2 million actually swipe machines, as they call it, which can accept payments. There are over 600 million debit cards and credit cards in the country. So if you actually look at 600 million cards to 1.2 million POS machines, there's a huge gap there. And this was a problem which we thought was interesting. The banks really rule the roost here. They provide the swipe machine, ask you to open an account in their bank, take 8,000-10,000 rupees for the machine, take 3-4 weeks to empanel and enroll you. What we are trying to do at mPayGo is, so basically it's a hugely under-penetrated market. You cannot use a credit card or a debit card normally when you go to your grocery shop, or you go to you're sitting in a cab, a taxi guy cannot take a credit card or a debit card payment. You do have now a lot of thrust from the wallet companies who are discounting heavily, but they need the user also to have the wallet application. So if you don't want to change the consumer behavior, that he has a card, he should be able to pay, it's a large problem. And what we are trying to do here is basically come up with a POS which is unique, which can accept a credit card or a debit card. It's unique, first time really here in this part of the world. And we believe this innovation will basically democratize the usage of POS. And the advantage is, as long as a merchant has a smartphone, and you heard Anand in the morning, there are 200 million smartphones in the country. They're likely to increase to about 400 million or so in the next 5-6 years. So you're talking about a huge population. So as long as a merchant has a smartphone, he will be able to use our software. After that, we do a complete electronic KYC on the person using the Aadhaar network and technology in terms of e-tagging and his authenticating his credentials, his business, and then empanel him as a merchant, and he can start accepting credit card and debit card payments. So all home delivery services, basically anywhere, and you just democratize it. He has a smartphone, he will be able to accept your credit card and debit card payments. We are right now doing a beta for this. In Delhi, there are 10 customers, doctors, home food delivery companies. You have some chartered accountants and other people using it. And we should be rolling this out end of this month, next month, wherein we will commercially launch the mPayGo solution. So it's really mobile payments on the go. But I would like to talk more about mPayGo, since this is the innovation conclave. I was really impressed with the first guy who presented today. I forget his name, Aru, or the guy who's doing the heat sink, Arco. So, right out of college, I think there's nothing wrong with that age. You find an interesting enough problem, I think, and feel passionate about it. Any entrepreneurship is a very hard job. I mean, I've been doing this for more than 25 years now, and it's now almost like a drug shot. You can't do without building a company and trying to do that. But it's 12, 15, 18 hours a day of work. You should enjoy it, otherwise it could kill you. So find an interesting enough problem, and you will find people who come along, and people who will give you money, people who will join your team, and it's a passion which drives you. So find the problem and build a company around it. That's my mantra to all of you. And 3 cheers for Bitosa again. I think Bangalore is doing a great job. I'll ask the Delhi guys to really pull up their socks and get more and more active. Thanks.
Thank you, Hemanth, and good luck to your son.